Welcome back, homeschool friends. We are going to be moving into Unit 4 on creating our homeschool plan for the year. And this is a big unit. In this unit, we're going to be making a lot of decisions. First, we're going to pull together our why and our how and our learning profiles. We're going to consider all of that information, synthesize it, and we're going to create some goals for our homeschool as a whole. We're going to get ready to write an individual learning plan for our kids who are more unique learners and don't track along with a curriculum easily. And we're going to anticipate challenges. One of the first things I hear when homeschoolers have been going at it for a few months is, we're behind. How do I get caught up? First of all, I want to tell you, relax. You make a plan, you follow your plan as best you can, but there will always be challenges and obstacles, and you're going to run into snags. And one of the beauties of homeschooling is that you aren't behind. You're doing life together and learning. So it's not like an institutional school where everybody has to track along in their own little same box as everybody else, and you take standardized tests to check on how you're doing compared to all the other kids. And if you're not meeting those standards, you get held back. Oh my goodness, the stress on kids and the stress on families is unbelievable. Relax, we don't have that. We just get to enjoy learning. And your child's going to track along the way they track developmentally because you're prepared, but you also know that learning happens in spite of obstacles and in spite of those things that get in the way of doing school. So let's do just a little bit of prep work for the other lessons. The first thing I want to talk about is go back now and review your why. Why are you doing this? What's your overarching motivation to want to homeschool? Why are you up for this commitment? And the second thing is, what homeschool approach did you kind of land on? You may end up being eclectic, but one or two of those approaches may really appeal to you and may make sense on how you organize yourself and your family. Go back and review those. That will make a difference in how you start selecting curriculum. Then go back and look at your children's developmental stages. Your homeschool is going to look very different if you have a whole bunch of preschoolers, or even just 2 or 3. They upset the fruit basket, just a couple of them. If you have older kids, it may look different. And if you have high schoolers, it may look very different than what your homeschool would look like in those early years. So look at where your kids are. What can they do? What are they not capable of doing? Look at their individual learning profiles. Where are their strengths and where are their weaknesses? How do you want to leverage, in your gut sense, how do you want to leverage their strengths to work on those weaker areas? Always concentrate on reading, writing, math. Those are the skills that are going to take them into adulthood to be employable. But there's many other parts. First of all, having some kind of a general knowledge foundation. That's why we do social studies and science. If you concentrate on those 5 things in your homeschool, you're a winner. But some kids truly are developmentally delayed, or they have some kind of physical need that holds them back in their life skills or their social skills or their communication skills. Those are things you want to look at absolutely individually and plan for those. All right, the other thing I want to talk about in this particular video is giving you something to think about. Every year, despite all the minute things that we're working on in our unique learners homeschool, is I pick a big goal. I pick a big goal, one big goal for myself, one big goal for each child, one big goal for my homeschool. What is it I want to work on in my homeschool? And one big goal for my household chores, just because that way I've got one thing that I'm working on and responsible for. It becomes less overwhelming. So on those days when the obstacles come, maybe that's the only thing we work on is that one goal. And that's okay. We're still working on something. So I'm thinking about for our homeschool for this coming year, and my goal for myself and my teenager who's 16, who has memory issues. And he's also a teenager, he's a slob. So, and I'm a piler. I'm kind of messy and I don't put things away and I let them get piled up. And then I've got to take a whole Saturday to put everything away and reorganize. So our goals are actually the same. One big goal is the same for each of us, and that's pick up after myself. One of the reasons that I'm doing this goal this year is because my kid with memory issues also isn't very aware of his environment and his impact on the environment, but he sees everybody else's stuff in the environment. So I'm actually going to empower him to give me reminders in a nice way. And he's respectful, but I'm going to give him the power to say, hey, mom, this area of yours needs tidying up. You need to pick up after yourself, because that's my goal. And I probably am going to make some anchor charts or reminders, not in your face, not all the time, just a presence in the environment, like the posters behind me, to pick up after yourself. It will help our household a lot. I don't have to continually nag at him. He's got some power to nag at me if he needs to, and we'll be accountable to each other. Honestly, I wouldn't do that if he were younger, because I'm training them and I know I have my strengths and weaknesses, and I want to let them know, my children know, that it's okay to have strengths and weaknesses, and we work with those. At his age, I want him to be more aware of his environment, particularly his own impact on our household. And so we'll work together. All right. The other goal is our main homeschool. In this case, I want him to work more independently. So I'm going to probably set up, I'm still mulling this over, but I want to set up, I think he does a lot on the computer. I want to help him learn how to organize his files and folders on his computer and set him up with an independent study area. We've never really done that. Usually we do our school at the kitchen table, on the couch, in the living room, at the TV in the family room. But I actually want to give him some independence and responsibility. So we're probably going to set him up with his own workstation, just like I have my workstation and my husband has his office. That way he's got a place to go where he can do his work. I don't know yet if I'm going to introduce task boxes. I tried that a few years ago when he was a bit younger, and it kind of fell flat for him. It worked great for my other kids, but this kid, not so much. So I'm still mulling that over. I think the hands-on things and the sequencing of tasks would be better for him. I'm just thinking that might be too overwhelming for him at this point, and he still needs a lot of oversight. So anyway, our goal for our homeschool is to work independently, and our goal for household is more for me. Laundry's doing great, dishes are doing great, but I'm struggling making time to sweep and mop the floor, and it just drives me crazy. And that may be a pet peeve of yours, and your floors may be amazingly immaculate, but mine never are. So I will elicit the help through chores and assigning, but we definitely need to sweep and mop our floors better and vacuum our carpets better. So that's my goal for the household, is floors this year. All right. I hope that's been a little insightful from just a mom chatting with you. If you have specific needs, feel free to post them in the group or send me a private message. I'll help you brainstorm or just be a sounding board so you can get it out there and then mull over what you wrote or said. All right, I got your back. We'll get through this. Planning is this piece. If you're a good planner already, go with your own system and flow. But if you are not a great planner or you're new to planning for kids with special needs, you will want to watch these lessons over and over, because I'm going to share some of the inside secrets of what works with kids with special needs and in the homeschool environment. So come back next time. We're going to be talking about how to write SMART goals and how to develop goals. I'm actually going to show you how I create an individual learning plan, both for my own homeschool and for my clients. So come back. That's going to be worth it. All right. See you later, and start thinking of your one big goals. All right. Bye.